Uh, okay. Oh, I have so many things going on today right now. It really takes me. It took me. Where's my clock? It took me a good over 20 minutes to set up today, and it's never taken me that long. But that's good. That's a good thing. I've got three different operating systems going on here. Each one is performing a specific function because as I put this network together, the ones that are producing best on with whatever I'm trying to do, that's where I try to set it up. So we got Facebook Live in that camera. We have YouTube in that camera, but I actually absolutely positively by accident. I did not plan for it. I'll have to figure out why afterwards. Uh, but up until just now, I have always used a USB plug-in um, camera, and for 10 years, for the 10 years I've been doing live videos, Logitech has always been my camera of choice. Actually, one of these two Logitech cameras is 10 years old and still working. But in a video chat I was having with, I'm now FaceTiming because I have my MacBook. I can FaceTime, so that's how I am communicating with one son. I don't know how the other one wants to communicate. Well, we've done a FaceTime also. Here's my first FaceTime. So that's a change. But yesterday or Saturday, I was FaceTiming with my New York son, and he said, out of a clear blue, or we were talking, I don't know. He said, "Dad, why don't you try using the camera in the MacBook? You've never done that before. Maybe it'll do what you need to do." So uh, it is recording. I needed to do that, and we'll take a look at the end product and see. So this is YouTube that I'm recording with a MacBook camera, and this is I've had. Well, this is the third Chromebook I've had. Uh, I probably have had Chromebooks for the last 7 or 8 years, and so 95% of the stuff that I do with Google technology, Google Apps. Uh, Google, like everybody else, is changing, and uh, there's some things they used to do extremely well, and just decided they don't want to do it anymore. Disappointed literally millions of people on the decision they made about 5 years ago. Me being one of them. Uh, but the one thing that Chromebooks have never had, and maybe that's why I'm using the external that is why I'm using the external cameras, USB plugins, is a good camera. Uh, they just haven't done it. There are new versions of the Chromebook out now, about $100 more, I think, than I paid for this one, maybe a little more. After I get everything working this way, the way I want to, maybe I will upgrade to the newest version of Chromebook. I do recommend it as a tool. It's been wonderful for me. But then again, a lot of it is um, Google has done a tremendous a lot for me over the years, and I don't know if they realize it or not, but they have done some really, really special things, and it's made my life easier as I try to do all this stuff. Uh, and so I will never. Google's the best. Google's the best. Oh, I forgot to tell you today that today's co-host sponsor is Intentional. I am having a tremendously great experience with this book. Uh, 2 weeks ago today, I had a 1 hour, it was at least an hour, might have been more, conversation with the author David Amerlin about this book because it is, it hits me in every direction. Every page I read uh, is incredible. And David, actually, as a result of me wanting to have a conversation with David on this book, uh, unbeknownst to him, about 10 hours before we were going to be having our conversation, I got an epiphany and I actually bought the domain names intentional.com, which was unbelievable. And I bought it for $1.99. Go Daddy! And then I don't know what I was doing. And somehow GoDaddy was telling me that I don't know what they were telling me, but somehow I had the option to buy intentional.expert, which I like a whole lot more than intentional.com. Now that I think about it, there used to be, I'm sure people are still doing it, but a long time ago, probably at least 11, 12 years ago, maybe longer, when the internet became very popular, when .com became very popular, there was a group of entrepreneurs who bought up all the .coms they could possibly think of. Because they knew that somebody out there would want to buy that from them. So they were building a business, buying cheap, selling high. A lot of them made a lot of money doing that. And I was surprised when I went to go buy intentional.com that it was available. And then when they, by mistake, I didn't do anything to do. I don't know why, but it was the right thing. I got intentional.expert. So when I was having the conversation with David, which we actually recorded in Zoom. When I am having a conversation with somebody, it's just not me in the video. I have to make other decisions about technology, about where I'm going to actually produce the show. I've been a Zoom customer 3 times in my life. I've had 3 subscriptions to Zoom. I've canceled my subscriptions 3 times to Zoom. They have okay technology, not the best, but they've got very, very strong technology that certainly the world knows about. 2020, but their customer service was horrible. I'd actually record a video, which I was paying to do, and I would record a video which was supposed to be in my own personal Zoom cloud, but also they would keep a copy in their cloud. So technically, 2 places that video is being archived. Then 3 times. 3 times I went and tried to find it, and I couldn't. And, convinced them that they should rebate my money, which they absolutely amazed me at how quickly, within 24 hours of me saying that to them, I want to cancel my subscription. They credited my account in full. It was amazing. But when I told David we were doing intentional, that was able to buy intentional expert, I wanted to create a web landing page with him, and I would be doing it with him. He would be providing content that he does. And by the way, you want to get totally blown away by somebody's mind and what they're saying and how they say it and how right on they are and how they understand human behavior. David Amerlin is your go-to without any question whatsoever. So we're creating this site, and I was working on it over the weekend. I'm just waiting for one more URL video, and that's the one that I recorded with David, our conversation 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to have that discussion, and David has agreed to weekly create a video on his own about something that either David can really talk about anything. On Sunday, he does an email that he sends out to his masses, and it's called Eye of My Mind. That's an email that he sends out, and it's a chance for him to communicate, real closely with the folks that follow him. He must send a million of those things out. I don't know how many he sends out. So I then said, so that's 2 videos. And then I don't know if I told Dave or not, but I made the decision that I wanted to produce a video of my own about intentional, David, whatever. And so I was actually able to find the very first conversation I had with David, one of the early ones. I don't know if it was the first, in 2014. And I posted that on this new web landing page that I'm co-producing with David, co-hosting with David. But that's really it's been a really fun experience to do that. And I actually told David I want to do this with other folks who they might have a book that they want to talk about and have a conversation about. We could do the same type of thing for them, and they can market with it any way they want to. We'll have our own web landing page where we can very easily control the content, make a change if we want to, update. Actually, all you do with a video, it takes literally less than a minute. You get to the template where you're working, and you find the slot that's got the URL to the video that you want to remove. You delete that URL, it deletes the video, you put in the one that you want, and a new one loads. It's that easy and that quick. Done that quickly. So I'm going to do it. It's a thing that I certainly want to do and can do, and to that end, I am actually I'll be starting this week because I've got all the pieces in place. Actively marketing and selling a system that I have spent the last 50 years building. Good analogy. I've been building this system for 50 years, and today's new version takes us into the next 50 years. That's a good analogy. That's what I want to do. So I've developed a new system that will take creative marketing and sales out for the next 50 years. And I doubt I will be. Who knows? I will not be 122. I won't. I won't. I won't still be doing this stuff when I'm 122. No, will not. I'll do it as long as I can, but that's asking 50 years. So I write that down. I've got it here someplace. I posted it in Facebook. I actually must have posted in Facebook because a former marketing and sales mentor of mine back in the 90s, he commented on what I posted and said, "Good luck." Thanks, Jack. No, it's more, luck is certainly important, but it's really understanding uh, truly what the challenge is and what value can you bring in trying to solve that challenge. What can you do to make it not a challenge anymore? And so I don't know where Jack picked up. Oh no, I posted that I had just done a video last week, a video chat. It was a chat that I was having with somebody where I personally uh, guaranteed my 125-day system because uh, for 125 days, that organization would have 24/7 access to me. So if something wasn't doing what it was supposed to be doing or we thought it was going to do, we can make the fix. So that's that personal guarantee. And Jack, I don't know if it was under Jack's. It couldn't have been under Jack. Jack would not have allowed anything that done to be said. Uh, Back in the 90s when I was doing uh, marketing and sales development for a very large company. Actually, they were the largest in the world uh, at what they did. Definitely a Fortune 500 company, and actually right up the street from where I'm sitting right now. And for a couple years, Jack was my director. I communicated with Jack what I was doing, and somehow I wanted to. Oh, here's a Jack. Do you remember when I had invited you to go with me to a client meeting? I'm trying to. Well, it must have been Fidelity Investments because we were in Boston when I wanted you to come with me to the meeting. I wanted to introduce you, and you of course accepted. And on the way to the meeting, he said, "David, we got to make a stop." I said, "Well, whatever we got to do." And Jack, someone had stolen his briefcase, and he had reason to believe. No, somebody had stolen his suitcase, threw it in a dumpster. Somebody found it in the dumpster and called him up to tell him they had his briefcase. So Jack and I drove into not a very safe neighborhood in Boston to retrieve his personal property. And obviously, we survived the experience. But I was going to say, Jack, I had actually, he wasn't even in the same context. Jack was a marketing and sales mindset. The other guy was an operations guy, supposed accountant. And he said one of the dumbest things I have ever heard anybody say, much less an accountant, in a client meeting. I didn't invite him to come. He demanded that he come. Okay, whatever. And it was such a dumb statement. I had to go up to my client, who I had a close personal relationship with, and said, "I apologize. I if I knew that was coming, I would never have let the pitch been delivered. I never would have. It didn't make any sense whatsoever." So that was my insurance direct marketing days uh, in the '90s. Good years. Good. Had a lot of neat folks. I worked with 19 of the world's largest 52 insurance companies, actually, in the United States. Some of them certainly internationally. Actually, I had access to the number one, the largest, and also number 52, who was one of my best friends and clients. We did a lot of business together, and he always got more stock in his company for doing it. Get that offices and the promotions, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and actually, Glenn became a private client of mine in 2000, and we did we with Glenn and another friend who I did a lot of business with in the '90s. One of the best marketing minds I have ever met, Kevin. The three of us started doing all these projects together and all these different things and building relationships. And we were involved. A the site that the website presence that developed for Glenn was the first time that an insurance company tried to sell insurance online. And that was obviously a very interesting project. Then, uh, actually, simultaneous with that project, we were working with an insurance broker who had relationships with a dozen insurance companies and was a portal for all the things that they were doing. So we brought our client into the relationship, and it was uh, it was good. Those folks are still well. They're all selling insurance, but I just saw their ad on television, and Globe's name was their what Globe's logo was still in the ad on television. Anyway, uh, we're we're a lot of things happening, and my time. I I don't know which direction I'm going. I know which direction I'm going with the time, but it, there's it's going a lot of different directions right now. So just be patient. Be patient. And thank you to the. I had at least a half a dozen personal conversations with people who been watching videos or whatever, and they sent through Facebook Messenger sent messages, and I've had nice conversations with friends from my past. And thank you to you know who you are. I don't have to mention you by name. One of them said, and I will not mention the name, that future. I'll forget it out. Anyway, that's what's happening. A lot of things going on. But please stay connected. And if you have any ideas of things I should be doing or things you'd like to see or uh, whatever, uh, please let me know. I said you can get through to me on Facebook Messenger. If you want to keep it private, my email address is all over the place. You can text me at 513-203-7059. I take, I get texts there, I get SMSs there, I get phone calls there. That's my only phone number. So thank you for your time today. It was actually 26 minutes. Funny, 26, 20. I must have hit those timers differently. We'll see you the next time, which may very well be the best time. How do I do this? Okay, end their stream here.